has been broken. And so have you, horseman.
When I first started playing Darksiders, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Besides Nintendo and JRPGs, big budget games like these never were my cup of tea until relatively recently. I would always actively avoid them in favor of smaller, simpler games, but after playing both Bayonetta and God of War last year, and actually enjoying them, I became more open to trying other big budget games. Moreover, I just kept hearing good things about Darksiders, and oh boy, does the game deliver. I'll say it right now. Hot take incoming. Hot take incoming. Hot take incoming. War is a cooler protagonist than Kratos from God of War. Kaboom! Sorry, not sorry. War, yeah, that's his name, is the epitome of badassery. Just look at this incredible design.
The Destroyer. He's beyond your reach, beyond mine.
Has prison made you a coward?
Red cape with a hood, stunning pauldron, dazzling placard, Juno-esque guard brace, pulchritudinous vambrace, spectacular cuisse, striking tacit, draw-dropping greaves, long white hair, and a grave, intense voice. I mean, bruh, even Death himself from the second game doesn't come close to War's incredible design. 10 out of 10 would buy again. Alright, what else? The footage you're seeing here is from the PS3 version in 720p, and I must say this looks perfectly fine. In fact, the War Mastered version, great name for a remaster, ain't it? Only looks marginally better in my opinion. So I was perfectly happy to play the original game. The voice acting is top notch, with every character having a voice that matches their personality. And the script is well written too. I enjoyed losing myself in this war of demons versus angels versus the horsemen of the apocalypse. That's right, the Darksiders games are steeped in biblical themes, or some of its surrounding lore anyway. As a horseman, War must prove himself innocent to the council, and along the way he will fight both demons and angels. Add in some dwarves for good measure. This 15 to 20 hour story has its fair share of compelling characters without getting lost into overly expository content. I was never bored and always wanted to know what would happen next. The gameplay of Darksiders, besides being a hack and slash action game, relies heavily on puzzles. Redirect the beams, redirect the beams, redirect the beams.
The beams. Redirect the beams.
Okay, there's more than that, but there's a lot of block moving and switch flipping and portal passing and hookshot grappling in this game. Although I never felt that the puzzles became overbearing, except maybe for the beam section. They definitely represent a substantial part of the game, something to think about before diving into it. The music is appropriately eerie and atmospheric, and the pace is usually brisk. You can also buy new abilities and upgrades or find secret ones in the overworld, making War stronger as you progress through the game. Oh yeah, and did I mention you could hurl cars at your enemies? Some parts of the game require you to carry big freaking guns and shoot everything in sight, and although it's definitely impressive to say the least, those were probably my least favorite parts of the game. Since enemies would also shoot you from afar, these parts also felt more challenging, and I'm not the biggest fan of shooters in the first place. I enjoy hacking and swinging my sword way more than shooting from a distance. Still, the game does not fail to make you feel powerful.
Welcome back, horseman. You could have knocked, but I suppose that isn't your way, is it?
Why are you here?
Oh, riding your horse through the desert is bliss though, unless a big worm eats you. Risks of the job. In the end, Darksiders is a phenomenal game that's well worth your time. If you enjoy action games with cool stories and characters, whether you play the original version or one of the War Mastered versions, I would recommend Darksiders to anyone looking for a fun action game with very little downtime. It's been compared to The Legend of Zelda, so does that convince you? My rating for Darksiders is 9 freakishly cool character designs out of 10.
We will meet again.